When we buy a new washing machine, a new microwave, or a new car, we get a manual on how to use and operate it. But when a newborn baby is arriving in our world, we do not take the pain to read or learn anything about how to manage them. While being parents is considered as the most important milestone of our lives, parenting is one of the most significant journeys. Bringing up child is a task, but bringing up well is a responsibility. Today, we are surrounded with data and information. We have unlimited access to internet, social media, e-books, libraries that gives us knowledge about every subject under the sky and above. However, we fail to take efforts to read and learn anything about parenting. Since times unstated, parenting has always been taken for granted as just a natural affair. The irony is that we facilitate our children with expensive schooling, coaching, and training into various arenas. But we do not give a serious thought to educate ourselves on how to deal with our own children. Therefore, parenting is an art, a science, and a knack which every parent should be aware of. To understand and tame this complicated human mind that's coming in your world, a manual is required, unless you want to experiment with it. Researchers have proved that around 50% of the brain development happens within the initial 4 years. Next 30% happens from 4 to 8 years. Almost 95% of an individual's character and attitude entirely depends upon these initial few years. A child's mind uses all its 5 senses to grab the information around him, like the sense of smell, touch, taste, hearing, and sight. Most of the actions during these initial years, like throwing an object or playing with water or licking objects of food, are the ways they sense information. The moment you stop them, you actually stop the flow of information. Parents' attitudes towards children during these primary years of growing ultimately shapes who they will become in the later life. There is this famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which rationalizes why kids of poor stay poor and kids of rich stay rich. Both rich and poor kids are conditioned with different data during the first 8 years. When we tell our children that money doesn't grow on trees or life is a struggle and we have to work hard to earn money, we condition their mind accordingly. Their subconscious mind registers that information and they deal with the world according to that information. Conditioning the mind during the initial few years has the biggest impact that stays for the entire life. As Aristotle rightly said, "Give me a child until he is 7 and I will show you the man." A simple example of conditioning is about gender differences. Boys with blue, girls with pink, boys with guns, girls with dolls, boys with bat, girls with kitchen sets. Little do we realize that we are indirectly nurturing a gender biasness in our children by doing so. Encouraging boys to play with dolls during the initial years is a significant act to ensure your boys grow up to become sensitive individuals that respect female fraternity. A toddler who can take care of a doll turns out to be a man who can respect a woman. If we teach our boys to take care and respect women in their early years, I'm sure there will be a substantial decline in colossal number of brutality and assault cases against women. Nevertheless, conditioning in early years of growing matters. Parenting is not a formula that can be applied to all. It's a knack, a mechanism that one learns through the journey. It's neither right nor wrong. It's just an experience. Renowned Acharya Chanakya Vishnugupta emphasized, from 0 to 5 years, love your child unconditionally. From 5 to 12 years, be very strict to them. And after 12 years, be their best friend. The highest state of parenting is when we see God in our children, and as parents, when we learn, grow, and relive our lives along with them. Children are here to teach us. We need to relearn the unconditional love, forgiveness, innocence, joy, and so many other things which we have forgotten as we grew. So when you treat your child as your teacher, you will respect her opinions, views, and her existence. Self-assess. How many times in a day you say no to your child? Unfortunately, no and don't are the most used words on kids. Children try to explore things around their world and we keep stopping them. It's because as parents we unknowingly try to control them. Amusingly, there have been cases when a child thinks that his name is no or don't. In the initial few years, when the child's brain operates in theta state, there is a lot of neuron flow that happens. And the moment you say no, a synapse gets cut in their brain. All children are scientists at work. When we say no, we stop them from becoming geniuses. Negative words like these create negative conditioning in a child's mind and hurts his or her self-esteem. Imagine yourself getting constantly nagged by your parents as no or don't 24 hours, 365 days. What will you turn into? Positive parenting is about eliminating the negation from a child's life and letting him explore the world around. Make a conscious effort to stop saying no and start saying yes. Difficult as it sounds, it may not happen immediately, but at least 5 out of 10 times we can try and avoid the no by converting our statements into affirmative ones. If you really want to avoid children from doing something, then instead of no, use the 3D technique: distracting, delaying, and diverting. Distracting a child's mind, diverting their attention, and delaying their desire. Next, if the child still stays adamant, you stay too and hug the child and empathize. Convey him that you understand what he is going through. So, positive parenting is about becoming, or at least trying to become, a yes parent and avoid becoming the no parent. It's never too late to reinstall the faith and trust in your child. Parenting is a continuous process. There are several techniques you can try even if you have elder children. First, talk and sleep. Once your child goes to sleep, the initial 10 minutes are extremely valuable. If you communicate to your child in positive present tense during these 10 minutes, you can do wonders with your child. The idea is that the communication during this period is directly registered in the subconscious mind. The communication statements must be in positive present tense and should be said loudly with conviction. For example, for a fuzzy eater, you may say you are eating your food happily. For a sick child, it may be you are strong, intelligent, and active. To develop a particular habit, it may be you brush your teeth happily. You enjoy reading books with your parents. Simply put, fake it till you make it. Repeat these statements and the sleep talk rituals until you see the change in the child. And trust me, you will see wonders. The theory of the power of subconscious mind states, if you tell yourself you are good 100 times, then you ought to be the best. Contrarily, if you tell yourself you are bad at something, you will become worst at it. The subconscious mind registers what you say and what you feel in a literal way. The universe will give you what you ask for, what you believe in. One bonus tip for all parents. There is a saying that what you become after 5 years depends upon the books you read and the people you are surrounded with. We do not have control on the later. Hence, inspiring your kids to read the right books will make a lot of difference. Don't forget to watch my next video on parenting techniques. The topics I will be covering are right brain and left brain stimulation, correcting and criticizing parents, and most importantly, sensory stimulation techniques. Until then, while you try being yes parent, I will go through my smartwatch manual which I recently purchased. It's so complicated.